Dr. Roy.
Okay, yes, members of the audience, board members, the board reports were received by you in December. The December reports rather were sent on 1/19/11. So we won't rehash those unless you have some particular questions on any of those. I do want to jump, once we get through with that, down to the construction report, and we do want to get an update on Marcus High School. Yeah.
Okay,
Ms. Kyer, with
that's
your
fine.
permission.
Sir?
The construction report, you've got that under separate cover, the facility services report also, and Mr. Williams, Marcus, Jim.
Sir, Dr. Roy, Mr. Carter, members of the board, just want to give you an update. When we spoke last month, I told you that the insurance company was sending their own representatives and testing firm out to test the storm sewer drain line that was under the gym that was the source of our problem with flooding. They've spent some parts of about 5 weeks doing that. We actually received a report Friday, I believe, of their findings. Their findings are that they've determined that the flood did not cause the problem with the drain pipe. Do not deny that there's a problem with it, that it leaks. The question really centers around who's going to pay to fix it. Is our insurance company going to pay to fix something they claim was not damaged by the event? A little bit more conversation with them. They have not shut the door completely to the fact that they would not offer to reimburse the district for work relative to this drain pipe. Of course, the construction team has reported that it can't be hooked up just like it was. It needs to be redone and rerouted and really kind of a different system. We're in the process of getting the engineering firm to the table to talk about what needs to happen, and there's still a possibility that they've not said they won't reimburse the district. They just said that certainly want to take a careful look. The summary of it is that it might cost the district a little bit of money to put the gym back together to begin with. It's about a 6-month process to do the reconstructive work. We're proceeding with withdrawing the plans to do that and actually pretty much have that in place, coming up with the rerouting of the storm drain line to eliminate the problem for the future. Our last conversation, we had a preliminary cost of about $1.1 million to do all the work. It's probably risen to somewhere around 1.25. We think that's a good number and still maintain that that's where we're at. The picture's just a little bit cloudy at this point. Dr. I would expect that at the February board meeting, we will come back with a very hard and specific proposal for the board to deliberate and take action on. To answer your questions.
One thing I want to clarify, then, we're saying this drain line that's in question has got to be replaced. But, okay, that's not an option.
That is correct.
They're just arguing about this particular storm didn't cause that line to fail, that the line had failed of its own, I guess, just aging and conditions.
Yes, sir, that is correct. There's no debate that the line is damaged. The debate is when it became damaged and what the events were that damaged it.
And what we plan to do then, board members, is bring you an item on that at the February board meeting to determine, but we just have to see where the insurance company is going to be. We will have to go forward with that line if it's not covered by the insurance company.
That is correct.
Will you be bringing this item before the determination is made as to what caused the problem to begin with?
I'm not quite
You
sure.
said flooding didn't cause it, Ms. Green.
The flooding caused the problem. What damaged the drain pipe is the question. Was it this event that damaged it, or has it been damaged for some time? There's just never been the conditions that exist now that allow the awareness of the damage to be realized.
How old is that drain pipe?
Well, we think around 1982. I think it's original to the school. There's been several additions built all around that. And I just really wanted to, our purpose, Dr. Roach, is to make sure the board is really clear on what we're doing and why we're doing it.
I'm still a little unclear. I thought that I remembered that the problem was we had a pipe to nowhere and that it was draining to nothing. Is that correct?
That is correct. Further analysis of that pipe reveals that it doesn't hold water. If we connected it to something.
Was that in-depth analysis that was required?
In-depth
Yes, deep analysis, okay.
It's been studied quite specifically. Before we hook the drain line up to a proper outlet, the construction team very wisely did testing to make sure there are not problems that exist before the point of termination. In other words, they fill the pipe, they fill the hole, stop the hole up or the end of the pipe up, fill it up with water, and it lost about 4 feet of water a minute. Where that has happened, we've not fully investigated, somewhere in the line as it goes underground, as it goes through the wall. So we know what the problem is. The argument is, when did the problem occur and who's responsible for it?
Does who's responsible change when or if we proceed? Because unless there's a question that we would not repair it and rebuild or repair that gym, I'm confused what we are waiting on.
Knowing who did it, why it happened, when it happened is not the cause of the holdup of fix it. We don't have to fix it. We know how to fix it. We took a diligent step to make sure the insurance company knew that we did not intend to put that gym back exactly like it was, and to make sure that they understood pricing to repair it would be different. Their first response was they were only going to pay to put it back just like it was. But we don't want to do that because it leaks. And so the testing then, as they've done their own testing, they certainly have agreed that there's a problem, and what the problem is, they just don't agree that the problem happened or that this flood event was the cause of the initial problem. So we're moving forward with developing a plan to fix the drain. We know how to do it. We just want to make sure that we do our diligent work to make sure the district is reimbursed and made whole for all of this damage exclusive of the deductible that the district has. And we're not quite there yet.
And we certainly, board members, want to make sure there weren't any surprises. That's why we said we'd bring this back in February, even though you know now that it's got to be replaced. The question is who's going to pay for it. But we'll bring that back if it's something that the district has to pay for, just as an action item, so you'll know exactly what we anticipate the cost to be.
So we're not leaving this open just so they can keep sending their experts out to go down in there and look at the hole?
Not at this point. We have been through the last 5 weeks.
The reason it's open now is because you're doing testing and...
The reason it's open now is because the testing has been done by the third party. They've submitted their report we just got on Friday, so we plan to go forward with the corrective action. And Dr. Roy, I think it's also appropriate to interject here that the construction team, the whole process, we follow very closely with the district's legal counsel, and to make sure that what we're doing is done to the best process possible. And what I'm explaining to you tonight is at the advice of our legal counsel to inform the board and to call for an action at the next board meeting.
Board members, that just kind of illustrates something I've always believed about insurance. You know, when you buy insurance, you're betting you will, they're betting you won't. You hope they're right, you know. And that's kind of where we are on this. And insurance companies immediately try to figure out a way to get out of it the cheapest way they can. So, you know, we can certainly expect that.
Just want to, we don't expect that in trying to expedite it from here that we're going to jeopardize our claim in any way. You discussed that with legal counsel, it sounds like.
No, sir, that is why we're being very diligent and for lack of a better word, why we're moving slowly, because we don't want to jeopardize the process.
Okay. Anything else?
You might point out that we hadn't handled the Marcus boys basketball team.
Oh, that's right.
Randy, I was just saying it hasn't hampered the Marcus boys basketball team. What is their record now?